A very warm welcome to all of you. Myself, Professor Nagaresh S. from Department of Chemistry, KJ Somaiya College, Upalgaon. In this lecture, we are going to take some important points from chapter number 2nd. The topic which we are going to study in this lecture is solutions and their concentrations. How the concentration of the solutions are to be expressed. What are the different ways for expressing the solution concentration? So that is our topic of discussion in this lecture. Before starting this lecture, please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for getting the notification for the upcoming video lectures. So let us start this lecture. So first of all, we are going to study the solutions and their concentration, or how these concentration can be expressed in a different ways. When a definite amount of solute is dissolved in a definite volume or amount of suitable solvent, we get a solution. We know very well the definition of a solution. So for forming a solution, we require two parameters. One is a solute and a proper solvent. When we dissolve a definite amount of this solute in a definite volume or amount of a solvent, then the formation of this solution can be takes place. So we are interested to express the concentration of these solutions in terms of the amount of solute as well as the amount or volume of a suitable solvent. There are different ways for expressing the concentrations of solutions. Four fundamental ways for expressing the concentration are as follows. So in order to express these concentration of a solutions, these four fundamental ways are commonly used. The first one is molar concentration. We commonly call it as a molarity. Second one is percent concentration. The third one is a solution diluent volume ratio, and the fourth one is a P functions. So these four fundamental ways are there for expressing the solution concentration. So let us study these four different ways one by one. So the first method for expressing the concentration of a solution is called as the molar concentration, commonly known as a molarity. Now what is meant by this molarity? So molarity is nothing but it is a number of moles of solid that is contained in 1 liter of solution and not in a 1 liter of a solvent. So this molarity gives us an information regarding what are the number of moles of a solute in a 1 liter of solution but not in a 1 liter of a solvent. If number of moles of a solute is N and a volume of a solution is V, then this molar concentration can be given as molar concentration represented by capital M is equal to number of moles of solute, that is a small n, divided by volume of a solution in liters. So by using this ratio, we can get the molar concentration of particular solution. The unit of molar concentration is molar, denoted by capital M. So this molarity can be expressed in terms of the molar. Molar concentration is also the number of millimoles of solute per milliliter of a solution. So we can say that this molar concentration we may express in terms of the number of millimoles. We can take the smaller unit of this molarity, that is millimoles, that is nothing but the amount of solute per milliliter of a solution. So this is called as the millimoles of a particular solution, that is its molar concentration. This molar concentration can be expressed in another two different ways. One is a molar analytical concentration and second one is a molar equilibrium concentration. So first one is molar analytical concentration. It is the total number of moles of a solute without considering the chemical state of a solute in 1 liter of a solution. So this molar analytical concentration gives us an idea regarding the total number of moles of a solute in 1 liter of a solution without considering their chemical state of a solute. The second is a molar equilibrium concentration. It is the molar concentration of a particular species or a solute in a solution at equilibrium. Whenever we are considering the equilibrium state, so at that stage, what is the molar concentration of a particular solution? So that is called as the molar equilibrium concentration, and this is the first important way for expressing the concentration of a solution, that is called as the molar concentration. The second important method for expressing this concentration is called as the percent concentration. Now what is by this percent concentration? Concentration of solutions can be expressed in terms of percent of parts per 100. So that's percent concentration. The percent composition of solution can be expressed in several ways. This percent composition of solution can be expressed in several ways. There are three common methods to express the percent concentration as. So there are three different methods like weight percent, volume percent, and third is a weight to volume percent. Now let us look their equations one by one. First is the weight percent, that is a W by W. It is equal to weight of a solute in a gram divided by weight of a solution in a gram multiplied by the 100%. So by using this ratio we get a weight percent of particular solution. Second one is a volume percent, that is a V by V is equal to volume of a solute in a ml divided by volume of a solution in ml multiplied by 100%. And the third one is weight to volume percent, that is a W by V is equal to weight of a solute in a gram divided by volume of solution in ml multiplied by 100%. So if we carefully observe these three equations, we get an idea regarding in which state we take the solute, whether that solute is present in a solid state or in a liquid state. So depending upon that we take either weight of a solute or either volume of a solute. So depending upon these combinations we get these three different methods for expressing the percent concentration, that is weight percent, volume percent, and weight to volume percent. These are three different methods of expression of this percent concentration has different applications. Weight percent is commonly used to express the concentration of commercial aqueous reagents. So if we want to express the concentration of these commercial aqueous reagents, at that time this weight percent method is commonly used. The second is volume percent is commonly used to specify the concentration of a solution prepared by diluting a pure liquid compound with another liquid. So if we want to express the concentration of a pure liquid, then if we dilute that pure liquid, so for this purpose we use the volume percent method. The third one is weight to volume percent is commonly used to indicate the composition of dilute aqueous solutions of solid reagents. So in this case we use the weight to volume percent method. Now the next important method for expressing the concentration of a solution is called as the solution diluent volume ratios. For dilute solutions, their composition can be specified in terms of the volume of a more concentrated solution and volume of a solvent used in diluting it. The volume of a former is separated from latter by colon. So this method is commonly used for the dilute solutions. If we dilute a given particular pure solution, then at that time how to express this particular concentration? So at that stage this solution diluent volume ratio is to be used, and in this case we use here the volume of a more concentrated solution and volume of a solvent used for diluting the particular concentrated solution, and these two volume can be separated by colon. So to elaborate this concept, let us consider one simple example, a 1:4 HCl solution. So whenever we say that a 1:4 HCl solution, then it means that 1 ml of, we take 1 ml of concentrated HCl, and in that 1 ml of concentrated HCl we add a solvent. Commonly we take here the 4 parts of a solvent. So we can say that whenever we take 1 ml of concentrated HCl solution, we have to add here 4 ml of water molecule, or 4 ml of water we have to add as a solvent, and the solution prepared is called as the 1:4 HCl solution. So this solution contains 4 volumes of water for each volume of a concentrated HCl. So this method is called as the solution diluent volume ratios. This method is commonly used to express the concentration of original solution. So if we want to express the concentration of original solution, so this method is commonly used. The next important method for expressing the concentration of a solution is called as the P functions. During a reaction, a reactant's concentration may change by many order of magnitude. We know very well that in a chemical reaction, its concentration gets changed with respect to the time. So how to judge this change in the concentration? So if we want to view the progress of reaction graphically, we may plot the reactant's concentration as a function of time or as a function of the volume of a reagent being added to the reaction. So if we want to judge the progress of the reaction graphically, so we may plot a certain graphs. That graphs may be as a reactant concentration as a function of time. So how this reactant concentration get changed with respect to a particular time, or we may take here as a function of volume of a reagent being added to the reaction. So we may take either these two type of the changes in a concentration of reactant or changes in a function of volume of a reagents. So by plotting these graphs, we get the idea regarding the progress of a chemical reaction. It is more convenient to express the concentration as a P function. Now, instead of this plotting of such a type of the graphs, it is more convenient to express this concentration as a P function. The P value is the negative logarithm of base 10 of the molar concentration of a solute species. So, what is by P function? So, this Px is equal to minus log of x, and this x is nothing but the concentration of a solute species. So, we can say that the P value is a negative logarithm of the base 10 of the molar concentration of the solute species. So, this is the fourth important way for expressing the concentration of a particular solution. So, in this lecture, we come across how to express the concentration of solutions by the different methods. The first one is nothing but the molar concentration, that is the molarity is there. Second one is your P function is there. Again, we studied this type of the different concentration along with a proper example, like this percent concentration has the three different another sub methods for expressing the percent concentration. So in this today's lecture, we studied the important point, that is the different methods for expressing the concentration of a particular solution. I hope you understand this point very well. So with this, I stop here. The remaining points we will take in an upcoming video lecture. Thank you so much.